Vinny Tortorich here. Hey man, if you're a fan of Izzy, you might be a fan of me too. I'm the guy that gets people to lose a lot of weight. I have something free for you guys. This is no clickbait. Just go to VinnyTortorich.com and there's a big banner. It's a free PDF, how to lose weight. It's an intro guide to NSNG at VinnyTortorich.com. Go check it out exclusively for anyone who listens to Izzy Presley. Thank you.
Replay Guitar Exchange is your premier independent guitar store. Being independent is good. With all of the major brands, including new, vintage, and pre-owned, you can find the guitar, bass, amp, or accessory you are dreaming of. From vintage to the newest models, Replay Guitar Exchange can help you find that perfect piece. They have industry veteran expert staff, all players like you down to the owner. You aren't just getting a great guitar, you're getting the Replay difference. Find them online at replayguitar.com and find your dream guitar today.
Hey ladies, Sass Pants Designs will take that rock shirt that everyone has and make it your own in a flattering, sassy, and simple way. There are one-of-a-kind tank tops, lace-up tees, and tube top dresses already in stock. Check out the online store at sasspantsdesigns.com and like Sass Pants Designs on Facebook for special offers and custom orders. That's sasspantsdesigns.com, sasspantsdesigns.com. Sass Pants will make you the envy of the party.
RockstarLeatherworks.com is your home for badass rock and roll gear. Featuring 100% handmade leather bands, watches, cuffs, bracelets, and more, Rockstar Leatherworks has something for everybody. Whether you are going to the show or you are in it, you can find something to fit your needs. Choose from a variety of designs or create your own masterpiece. Their bands and watches are second to none. They also ship internationally. Who needs a stage to be a rock star? Check out RockstarLeatherworks.com.
Would I listen to Izzy Presley? Ooh, not if he was the last disc jockey on earth, honey.
The unscripted, uncensored, loose cannon of commentary.
Why did you say that? Why? Why? You come out with stink like that? Poop. Your poop mouth. Poop out of your mouth.
See, son? Old legends never die. They just lose weight.
Like a legend and an out-of-work bum look a lot alike, Daddy.
I've got a midget friend, an albino friend, and another friend who thinks Lord of the Rings is real. Together we call ourselves the Unfuckables.
Quinton is in. Let the fun begin.
Body touch.
God, you're an asshole, man.
Hello, Hollywood. Hello, world. Hello, my loyal minions. It is good to see you, and as always, good to be seen. Izzy Presley, your favorite gas bag right here on the Izzy Presley Show via, is it via or via another effing podcast? That's right, episode number 26. Oh, I got a lot to talk about today, and I got a lot to bitch about too, as I always do. I didn't exactly know what I was going to talk about tonight. I knew I was going to remember Jani Lane. That's what the 10-bell salute was. Yes, it's been 8 years yesterday, but I think it was fitting to still give that 10-bell salute to Mr. Jani Lane, the very, very, very talented man who left us way too early. And we're going to be talking about him in just a little bit. And then something fell into my lap. Something just happened to fall into my lap. You know me, and I like to have fun on Facebook, and, ginger rage gets the best of me sometimes, but I stay calm about everything, and it wasn't even political, and there was no fighting. Izzy Presley, got blocked from commenting on a page of my former employer, Rockin' 101. That is right, and I find it humorous. And it works into the hack DJ gimmick that I was talking about. people just troll for likes, which I get it. It's social media. The more likes you get, the more response you get. The higher the percentages go. Yada yada yada. But it's just stop. And I know this guy was baiting. I know he was trolling, just by what he said. And we're going to have a conversation about that. We're going to have a conversation about his topic. I'm going to steal his topic and talk about that tonight. Tonight. Or how does that Cheap Trick song go? Something tonight. I don't know, whatever. Cheap Trick rules, by the way. Hey, make sure you guys hit up all of the social media. Dick Chasin in the house already. I love it. All the social media at Real Izzy Presley all the way across the board. Twitter, Instagram, and the Facebook, as we all know. And, of course, the show page, which is Another Effin' Podcast. On those social media outlets, you can find links to buy T-shirts and other garb, and mostly T-shirts. I think there's a coffee mug. I should get one of my coffee mugs. It says Another Effin' Podcast on it. I should get that. What else should I get? What else do I have? Just a bunch of T-shirts. But I got off the phone with my good buddy Oz from A&P Lasers. You can find them at anplasers.com. Of course, we talk about them every show that we do. Good people up there are the ones that did my roadie packs. And the roadie packs are coming back, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, the roadie packs are coming back. I'm rather excited about that. I had a nice little chat about that with Oz. And a nice little chat about this Rockin' 101 blocking thing, because Oz is on the Steel Toe Morning Show, where I steal a lot of my material from. Kidding. Well, yeah, maybe. Not anymore, because I'm kind of rolling towards this music thing. But I'm kidding. I don't steal anything from that show, except, pretty much Aaron's whole gimmick. No, I'm not that good. I'm not that good. But yeah, we're going to get into all of that. Hey, if you guys don't want my horrible fucking T-shirts, but I have some amazing ones, the Another Effin' Podcast Drunken Summit shirts. We've got the I'm Huge in Sheboygan shirts. We've got, oh my God, we got the Loyal Minion shirts. We got the Act Tribute to Ace Frehley T-shirts. We've got the Cretinous Humanoid T-shirts. We got the I Love Van Hagar T-shirts. And a whole lot more. But if you guys don't want those, a simple PayPal will work. If you want to support the show, and as we all know, the first 15 minutes of the show is a big self-plug. If you want to support the show, you absolutely can. IzzyPresley@yahoo.com is your PayPal. I also accept Zelle, if you have my phone number. I also accept Venmo, Apple Pay, carrier pigeon, briefcase full of money. Any way you want to support the show, I'm good with it. I am good with it. So, but yeah, it's, support the show. And support the sponsors. Support the great sponsors. First half of the show, of course, always brought to you by Beater Amplification. That's 2 E's. Beeter. Balls out, rock and roll tone. Hand-built, hand-wired, built in Mankato, Minnesota. And 3 channels of testicular fortitude. These things fucking rule. Versatile. Sound amazing. Pull 2 tubes and you have yourself a 50 water. It is amazing. It is beautiful. And I am very, very excited. Very, very excited. Because he is currently building the TCB1, the Izzy Presley Signature Amp Series, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah! It makes me as happy as a little girl. So there is all of that. There is all of that. But I did want to start the show out today remembering Jani Lane. And Jani Lane, as we all know, the guy that started Warrant, wrote all of those amazing songs. Was out of the band for a while, came back, and he had a very, very, very bad drinking problem. And basically he lost his gig again, and Robert Mason has been there ever since. Bruce, bring on the vitriol. No idea what that means, but I'm going to roll with it. Oh, it's going to be Broughton, sir. And then Jani went on to sing with Great White, did a few gigs with Great White, and I'm going to play a clip of Mark Kendall from Great White from when he was on this show about, a year and a half ago, something like that, talking about when they were looking for a new singer in Great White and how they got Terry E. Luce, and then how Jani came into the mix and whether or not they were thought about keeping Jani on, filled with bitter criticism and malice. Yes, bring on the criticism. Oh, that is what I love. Dick says, did you see that his daughter wrote a song in tribute to him? Yes, but I have not heard it. I think that was like a year ago, maybe. Something like that. Harry Hummus in the house. Ladies and gentlemen. The Jew. I love him to death. The Heeb. The Heeb has arrived, ladies and gentlemen. But Jani, I think Jani Lane was one of the most talented motherfuckers that came out of the 80s. Very, very underrated by many because they get lumped into that whole stupid hairband gimmick, which I hate. It's such a disgrace to those 80s rock bands to lump them in under a name that was used to make fun of them. Now everybody embraces it, but it's a shot. It's a horrible name, and I will never call them hair bands. They were 80s rock bands, 80s glam rock bands, but to call them hair bands because they had big hair and they wore fucking spandex and put on great shows and wrote great songs, it's bullshit. It's absolutely bullshit. So Jani got lumped into that because Warrant was one of those glam rock bands, and a very, very good one. And, they tried to change with the times. Cherry Pie was on top of the world. And then when Dog Eat Dog was coming out, that's when Alice in Chains and Nirvana and all that stuff hit. And, of course, Warrant got thrown to the wayside, even though that Dog Eat Dog record is fucking heavy. It is heavy. And, it's heavy compared to what you expect Warrant to sound like. It shows the versatility of Jani Lane in writing all of those songs. Jani was a talented motherfucker, and he could sing. Holy shit. Holy shit, that boy had some pipes. So to get lumped in under a hacky description, mocking an entire genre of music that influenced so many, it's a slap in the face to not only the genre and the bands. And yes, I know it got bad towards the end, the cookie cutter bands, and yeah, I pick on Stevie and Tuff and yada, yada, yada. They had their moments. A lot of those bands had their moments. I mean, that's what was selling. That's what was getting signed. Record labels were signing anybody and everybody who looked like that and had one song that they thought they could make a hit out of. Which, of course, watered down the entire genre, which we've seen happen in every goddamn genre ever since. I mean, you look at the 90s, you look at the grunge and the shit that came out of that. I mean, I'm not a grunge guy. I think everybody knows I'm not a grunge guy. I like Alice in Chains. I like the songs. I like the harmonies. And there's guitar solos in it. But the shit that came like Creed and look, I'm not gonna say that I'm not one of the guys that bought that fucking Creed record. I'm not gonna say that. But just the shit that came out in the 90s. But it was the exact same thing that happened in the 80s. It was the cookie cutter thing. Oh, you're from Seattle? Oh, you're wearing flannel? Okay, cool. Let's give you a record deal. And that turned into Nickelback. Love them or hate them. No, Dick says it's at least a respected subgenre. No, it's not a subgenre. It's 80s rock. It's 80s glam rock. It's not fucking. I hate the word hair metal. So Jani gets lumped in with that because, like I said, Warrant was a glam rock band. They wrote catchy pop rock songs that fucking were all over the radio. And still are if you listen to the right radio stations. But it's embarrassing that somebody with that much talent gets shit on because of a, quote, name. The fucking name hair metal. And yeah, everybody got all douchey. Scotty Strickland checking in from Canada. Take off, you hoser. I get it. Everybody got douchey towards 80s rock in the 90s because, that's not cool anymore. Blah, blah, blah. These guys were terrible. They're hacks. Blah, blah, blah. Hey, fuckers, at least these guys were actually singing and playing guitars and playing guitar solos. And Jani wrote so many of those fucking great songs. And for him to get lumped in, it pisses me off. It literally pisses me off. I was never lucky enough to meet Jani Lane. I did see Warrant in their heyday. I saw him on the Cherry Pie Tour opening up for Poison, I believe on the, oh my God, it would have been the third record. I think it was the third record. The one with Something Believe In and Unskinny Bop, that fucking train wreck of a song. I hate the Unskinny Bop. I love Poison, don't get me wrong. I just can't stand the Unskinny Bop. So I did get to see Warrant in their heyday. I got to see Warrant with Jani a couple times. Actually, one of my favorite times I saw Warrant was at the Iron Horse in Minneapolis in the Twin Cities. So good. Tiny place, and it was the 90s. So, of course, they weren't playing Target Center anymore, opening up for Poison. They were headlining at the Iron Horse, which is such a great, great, great venue. And that was cool. That was awesome. And then 8 years ago, he died. Bruce, because I have a microphone and I want to bitch about it. That is why I let it bother me. And it gives me good banter for the show. And if we all band together and we fight back and we say hair metal is a disgrace, it is 80s rock, it is 80s glam rock, deal with it, fuck you, maybe. Just maybe, people will change, but they won't because people are sheep. Be the herder, ladies and gentlemen. Scotty says, look at the Grammys. Look how many metal artists get overlooked with the in memoriam. Oh, it's true. Hell, they played Metallica when Megadeth won a Grammy a couple years ago. It's brutal. You guys remember when they did the in memoriam for Jani on the, God, what was it? Was it the Metal Hammer Awards or was it the Revolver? One of those award shows, and they put Motorhead, Jani Lane of Motorhead, I believe is what it was. And that just shows you, I'm sure that was an absolute mistake. Absolute mistake. But it's sad. It's really, really sad. And I do want to play you this because when I got to see Warrant open for Great White, and this was when Jani was fronting Great White, and there was bad blood up until when Jani died between a couple of the Warrant guys and Jani, which is unfortunate. And there was, I believe, 3 shows that Great White did with Jani singing where Warrant was on the bill as well. And I remember this like it was yesterday. I got drugged there. Well, I didn't get drugged there. I went there willingly because I wanted to see the show with my buddy Joe Regan. And after Warrant's set, they were all over by the merch table taking pictures and saying hi and signing autographs and yada, yada, yada. But as soon as Great White started, there was a look on one of the members' faces. And they were gone. It's like he had the eye of the tiger looking at the stage. And they were gone. And Joe, God damn it, drugged me out of the show early. I've seen this before. God damn it, Joe. But I did get to see, a good chunk of the show. And Jani was great, man. He was awesome. He lost the weight. He was sober. He sounded fucking amazing. And so I was fortunate enough to see that. So I'm going to find, where is it? And I posted a link. I put it on YouTube as well, but in case you guys didn't see that, here is Mark Kendall from Great White talking about Jani. And when they got Terry Eluce from XYZ to sing with Great White. But I did want to get into a couple things. When you guys were looking for a new singer,
right?
were you looking for somebody? It maybe in your head, it's like, well, we had this guy who sounded like this, which a lot of bands, when they lose because Jack had a very distinct voice. It was, it was part of that sound. Were you like, God, maybe we should get somebody that sounds like him, or was that even, in your heads, you just wanted somebody that was solid?
Well, I'll just speak for myself. What I was looking for is somebody that was good, basically. Again, getting stupid simple, but I just wanted someone that had a good range, that had a good quality voice, and it was actually our agent that suggested to try Terry, because I guess he was kind of known for going into things at the last minute and like taking care of business, and then he goes away and does something else. But he came out like the day of a show that he actually had. He had a show on the same day. That's how last minute it was.
Oh, wow.
And he was playing an M3 concert with his band, and he flew out to I don't know, I forget where we're playing, Missouri, I believe, and did the show, learning songs on the plane.
Wow.
That type of deal, and killed it.
Yeah.
I mean, we were jamming, which we normally don't do in our songs as far as back then, like having extended jams. But all of a sudden he started getting into this part, and I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm all about this stuff. This is what I do with boys, like away from my band, and we jam for hours.
Right.
I'm going, you're giving me some jam time here? This is this is like badass. I love this. And so I loved him right away. Then our manager at the time was managing Jani Lane's solo career, and he suggested we use him for a few shows. So he came out, was totally prepared. It was unbelievable. Yeah. He knew every word. His wife told me that everywhere he went, when he found out that he was going to come down and sing, Great White was coming out of speaker somewhere. So, he had to run in his car. I guess he got the set list. So, he's learning the stuff. So he was just totally pro, on time. I mean, he sang pretty close to what Jack did. He was going for verbatim, to where Terry kind of gave us a little bit of his thing and covered the way Jack did it and all that. But so he gave us both looks. Then on one show we had Paul Sortino. We played in Sweden with Udo and not Zebra, the band that kind of sounded like Zeppelin, sort of.
Kingdom Come.
Yeah, we played with those guys, and Paul did that one show, but then we always kind of wanted it. We just thought our thinking was Jani Lane was kind of a temporary thing. We wanted to get Terry back, even though he wasn't like super known. I mean, I know he had the XYZ career and that, but he wasn't like upper echelon, like as far as known wise. But we loved him. We didn't care about all that star status crap. We just but we wanted to get him in the studio and make a record just to give him an identity with us. We kind of rushed that first album. Went in there with zero material except for 2 ideas. So that was a little bit trippy. We'd go in the morning with our acoustic guitars and just kind of, what do you got, man? And, okay, that's cool. Let's work on that. By the evening, we'd have music for the song, and he would scat and then go home and come back with lyrics, and then we'd change a couple lyrics, and so we worked like that for a month and had an album. But so it was okay. I mean, for not having anything, but. With this time, we're a little more prepared, but not. It's still not as much as we want to be next time.
Right, exactly.
But, we're thrilled with the outcome and the feedback and everything, and like working with Michael Wagner was awesome, and really accidental the way all that went down.
Yeah, we're gonna get to all that stuff after the break. But so it was basically it was pretty much Terry's gig to lose at that point, because you wouldn't have gone on with Jani.
No, okay. No, but we were very close.
Right.
In more ways than one, with his sobriety and stuff,
Yeah.
I was working with him on a daily basis. We were on the phone almost every day, and emailing back and forth, and texting. And I really was happy that he was taking care of himself and looking so good and singing so well that I wanted him to stay there, because I work with guys, kind of daily, and he seemed to be doing great,
Yeah, and I saw one of those shows, and it was at the Medina Ballroom. I
remember that show. I
'cause-
actually remember that because
Warrant opened
played
up.
on the same show.
Yeah.
and he would go out and play this like a medley of a few Warrant things. We didn't really want to go there,
Right.
So we let him do it, and it was kind of cool because a lot of those songs are real big songs, and he wrote all that stuff. So we let him have his little moment, and then we come back out and just play Great White.
Was there a weird feeling that night? Do you remember?
It was a little weird. He seemed to be fine with it. I don't know how Warrant really felt. And I'm not really sure, what all they've been through. We've been through a lot ourselves, so it was touchy-feely. I just said, okay, well, here's the guy that wrote all these songs, so, let him go out there and play them, for 5 or 10 minutes or whatever. So the audience seemed to love it, and then, Warrant would go out, and they had a great singer too, in
Robert Mason.
Mason, wonderful singer. And, so people are getting in a lot of different looks of a lot of great songs, and, that's the way I look at it. None of that kind of stuff bothers me.
So there you go. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this right now. I would have loved to have heard a Jani Lane Great White record. I think, and don't get me wrong, this is no disrespect to Terry Eluce. I love Terry Eluce. He's one of my good friends. But I just would have loved to have heard a Jani Lane Great White record. I think what they did with Terry was good. I think what they could have done with Jani would have been great. I really do. Because Jani was so talented and just a fucking monster. Just when he was sober, so good, so good. I would have loved to heard that record. And and it's like hindsight is 2020. If he would have gotten the Great White gig full time, would Jani still be alive today? We don't know. There's still a lot of weird things surrounding Jani Lane's death, and I should have dug it out of the files. But the first time Bobby Brown was on this show, which I texted her today, thank you very much. That's right. I can text the Cherry Pie Girl whenever I want. Oh, Bobby Brown. Meow. She was talking about how the person that Jani was checked into that hotel with has never been found. Nobody knows who that person was. She said that the suicide note basically says, "I'm Jani Lane." There was, no suicide note. There was just a note with the body that said, "I'm Jani Lane." Was not in his handwriting. So there's a lot of weird things surrounding his death, and it's been 8 years. They still don't know what the fuck happened. They say it's alcohol poisoning, but it was vodka, and Bobby said Jani didn't drink vodka. So I don't know, man. I don't know. There was pills involved. There was a lot of shit involved. So I don't know, man. It just sucks. I mean, would Jani Lane still be alive today if he would have joined Great White full time? Who knows? Or maybe, that happened and he maintained his sobriety. He was able to work it out with the Warrant guys. Yeah, I don't know, but it's just sad. It is just sad. And actually, I saw a tweet. It was a comment on that. I'm gonna read that. Hold on. From Heather, at Mortician99 on Twitter, says, I honestly don't care to go see any more Warrant shows. If they did all new material, I'd be fine. I don't like anybody else singing Jani's songs. I had to walk out because it upset me so much. I think that's an extreme take. She also says, I know the whole situation makes me sad. It's not like I even knew the guy. I'm sure I will get over it. I hope you do, because that's a very, very extreme take. That's like saying, I'm not going to go see Van Halen and Sammy Hagar. That's bullshit. Or go to see Journey now with the new singer. Or go to see Skid Row now without Sebastian Bach. I mean, I look, I respect the opinion, but you gotta take it for what it is. I mean, obviously Janie's gone. We're never going to see Janie perform ever again. Unless, they go the hologram route, which you never know. You just never know. I think it would be badass. Could you imagine a hologram tour with 3 bands, and each band having a singer that is passed on, and the lead singer be the hologram? That could be cool. That could be a badass. That's like when I say tribute bands, when they go out and play, you should have 2 or 3 tribute bands on the bill and bill it as a tribute show. Everybody knows what they're getting. You don't get those horrible freaking, horrible local bands. And there's some very good ones, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying all local bands are terrible, but yeah, you know what I mean. The ones that'll come and play for $50 and they're just there to fill time. But, you do it tribute style. You have the 2 or 3 bands, the biggest name of the tribute, headlining, and you do it like a real show. I mean, it's not quantum physics. Everybody knows what they're getting, and look, I mean, it's tough to get people into a bar now to watch a live band. It's hard. And you give them something that they know they're getting. It makes it easy. That's why one of the reasons Hairball is such a huge success. Everybody knows what they're getting, and they put it on huge style. But it started out as a bar band. It started out as a gimmick, and it turned into something monstrous. And all they're doing is playing the greatest hits from the 80s with people dressing up like the lead singer, and they do it very, very well. Mad respect to them. Mad respect to them. So that's the best way to do it. So. But yeah, that's my take. Jani Lane missed. Definitely missed. Super great, talented guy. Like I said, I never met him. I don't know what he was like personally. But my ties are, Bobby Brown and the guys from Great White. So that's the closest as I got. It's the closest as I got. But it really did make me smile yesterday. Of course, yesterday was the 8th anniversary of his death. All the pictures that I saw of everybody posting of themselves with Jani Lane. And it made me smile a little bit. It's like, yeah, the right people get it. They know how great this guy was. All right. Let's take a short little break. And let's hit some listener feedback before I hit the break. Scotty concurs with me. Sledgehammer, he loves history. Yes, Scotty, the Save Your Love clip with Jani Lane was singing was awesome. Thank you. Oh, thank Janie. Bruce says, I wish Great White and Jack would get back together. Don't like them much with Mitch. I haven't seen him with Mitch. I can't give an opinion on that. Yeah, look, everybody wants that to happen. But that's up to Mark. That's really up to Mark. And look, it's not my band. It's their band. And Jack sounds like he'd be open for it. He misses his friend. So who knows? But never say never in this weird, wild genre of music, or this day of the music industry. Bruce says, you would never see any old bands then if you only wanted originals. Agreed. Harry Hummus, the Heeb. Skid Row was fantastic last week when they headlined Sturgis. I celebrate all of the music. See, and that's what it's about. It's about the music. Look, I mean, these bands, it's like they're not going to be original bands anymore. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. You can count them on your hand. The bands from that genre, that era, 70s and 80s that are still with the original bands, still playing today. Poison, Aerosmith, King's X, still playing today, keep in mind. There's not many of them. ZZ Top. Who else? Winger. Excellent interview with Kip on last Tuesday, by the way. That was fun. So, Bruce says Bruce says he's not a fan of the holograms. You know what? I haven't seen it yet, so I can't say. You know, I don't think it's cheesy. I think it's cool. If it's done right, I would give my left nut to see Elvis, to see the Elvis hologram playing with the TCB band. Oh my God, I would go berserk. Could you imagine that? Getting to see Elvis Presley play with the fucking TCB band. My mom saw him in 1974. I got confirmation on this. I was already born. I thought she saw him when I was in the womb, so I could say, I saw the king. But no, I like I said, I haven't seen the hologram in person, so I can't give an honest take on it, but I'm not opposed to it if it's done correctly. You know what I mean? All right, short little break. We'll talk about, that's right, we are going to talk about getting blocked by my old employer and their hacky DJ fishing for likes with a horrible take about Eddie Van fucking Halen. It is the Izzy Presley Show on another fucking podcast.
Retro Arcade brings Minnesota and surrounding areas arcade games from the days gone by. All of those great games from pizza joints and arcades are available in cocktail units and custom machines. Dozens of favorites from your youth in one machine to complete your game room or man cave. Retro Arcade also sells and services your favorite pinball machines. Find them at facebook.com/80arcade. That's facebook.com/80arcade. Retro Arcade. Your youth is just one click away.
Rockwood Saloon Authentic Apparel takes rock and roll fashion to a new level with their tees and tanks for men and women. They also make custom shirts, jackets, vests, pants, hoodies, beanies, and more. The Rockwood Graphics Department can design anything from your logo, t-shirt design, promo posters, band swag, and printed at great prices. From tour shirts and custom stage gear to killer threads for the street to the stage, Rockwood Saloon has it all. Rockwood Saloon, authentic rock and roll apparel for stage and street. World tour tested for quality, comfort, style, and durability. Check them out at www.rockwoodsaloon.com. That's rockwoodsaloon.com.
If you need to promote your band or business, or just want to stylize, personalize, or customize your ride, check out vid-decals.com. Want to create and customize your own stickers representing your band, or make your own bumper sticker? Vid Decals can do it. All stickers are printed on quality vinyl and can be placed on any flat surface. Stickers are an affordable way to promote your band or business. Go to vid-decals.com to get started. That's vid-decals.com. vid-decals.com.
Hey, what's going on? This is Tom Arnold. I like fat women and cocaine. And you're listening to Izzy Presley here on another fucking podcast. And I know Izzy from Cocaine Anonymous meetings. I've actually seen him at the meetings with Ace Von Johnson from, I probably shouldn't say this out loud, but Ace has got a bad coke problem. And his sponsor is Josh Todd from, and again, I shouldn't say this out loud, but Josh is his sponsor for Buck Cherry. He's addicted to upskirt porn. And they're both being sponsored by the Eagles. The whole band, the Eagles. Anyways, another fucking podcast right here with Izzy Presley, and call your sponsor. Fucking A.
It's just so good. I can't not play it. I mean, the other ones are fine. The Gilbert one is fine, but it's the best. It is the best. I gotta have Mr. Gass do a Sam Kinison one for me too. I gotta. And God bless Craig Gass. I found this out last night. Craig doesn't really live anywhere. He lives on the road. He literally books. He's out doing comedy every week, and he literally lives on the road. I guess he doesn't really live anywhere, and he's got a way he does it, and God bless him. God bless him. Could you imagine not having rent? Could you imagine not having payments, a car payment or nothing? You're just out on the road making money. Oh, fuck. Good for him. Good for him. Speaking of stand-up comedy, I got a little news to get to before we get into the getting blocked and the hacky radio takes and yada, yada, yada. It would be what's the last Thursday of the month, whatever that date is. I think it's the 26th, 27th. No, 27th would be the Wednesday. No, that's the Tuesday. 29th. The 29th, the next punchlines and backlines at the Grafton on Sunset in beautiful Hollywood, California. Co-hosting the show that I do every month. We get comics and musicians together. That's right, folks. We have our featured musician, and this guy's an actor. We all know him from the Brady Bunch. Mr. Robbie Rist will be doing stand-up comedy for the very first time and doing an acoustic set. Rather excited about that. Our headliner will be Kate Quigley. We love us some Kate Quigley. She's been on the show before. Beautiful, beautiful gal and hilarious to boot. Out of my league. Intimidates the hell out of me. So there's no chance in hell Izzy would ever be asking her out. Just happy to have her as a friend. Get back into that glass jar where you belong, loser. So it's going to be a great, great show. We got 4 other great comics and actually 5 other great comics, and then me doing stand-up, and Courtney Cronin-Dold, who's my co-producer on the show. She does a stand-up set as well and does the majority of the hosting stuff. Then the night before that will be Soundcheck Live at Lucky Strike in Hollywood. And, of course, I am the MC of that show every month. It is the almighty Ferlazzo's birthday. And, he's going to pull some special bullets out of the chamber to, put on a great, great show. Do not know who is playing yet, but I have an idea who will probably be playing because it's Ferlazzo's birthday. I'm not going to say it because I'd hate for it not to happen. But that is also a free show in Hollywood. Very, very excited about that. And less than 2 weeks away, folks, I will be in Toronto for the Killer Dwarfs Celebrity Golf Charity Golf Tournament. Hosting that with my good friend and arch nemesis, Nikki Black. Drinking lots of beer, raising money for a charity cause. And if you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel, which you should, this show is up on YouTube. Every show I do is up on YouTube, and I've been starting to put some more content up there too as well. But I posted the Russ Dwarf interview with Eddie Trunk from a couple weeks ago, from August 5th. That is up there for your listening pleasure as well, talking about the charity and what they're doing and yada, yada, yada. So very excited about that. Cannot wait to get up to hang out with my hosers up north in the Great White North of Canada. So let's get into this. Let's hit some feedback really quick. Tom Arnold bit never gets old. See, it doesn't get old. It's so fucking funny that every time I have a guest in, they hear it, they laugh their ass off too. I can't help it. I mean, I do love the Gilbert Gottfried one. Actually, you know what? We should play the Gilbert Gottfried one for the Heeb. I think he might enjoy this one. Let me dig it out here. Gasliners. Oh, this is for the Heeb. This is for the Heeb because I don't know if he's heard this or not.
Hi, this is Gilbert Gottfried, and you're listening to another effing podcast. Who's coming up with these podcasts? Does anybody care? No, I don't. Go fuck yourself. Yes, Affleck. Choose.
It doesn't get old either. It doesn't get old either. Scotty says you need to try Pilsner if you haven't already. I'm just going to stick with my Bud Lights, brother. I'm easy peasy. I'm easy like Sunday morning, man. So I got into this thing. There was, everybody knows, everybody follows somebody or likes a page that'll put up these stupid questions just to get people talking and get traffic on the page. I get it. I mean, there's a reason I've blocked some people on Twitter because it got annoying. It was all day, every day. And it's just the stupidest shit. You like this song better or this song better. So my old employer, Rockin' 101, has a DJ. I think his name is Benjamin Ray. I believe, and he posted this this thing. Who do you think are the most overrated guitar players? I'll start Eddie Van Halen. I withheld my ginger rage. And I just basically said, this dude, the Van Halen take, that doesn't even warrant a response. And it gives me something to talk about on my show tonight, so thank you very much. And he replied, well, looks like you responded. And then somebody else I know commented, Ace Frehley. Ace Frehley's a hack, blah, blah, blah. Which, of course, almost sent me over the edge. And you know, I don't get into fights on Facebook. I don't get into fights on Twitter. It's just not worth my time. You know, I'll state an opinion. I don't take shots at anybody, you know, unless they absolutely deserve it, like saying Eddie Van Halen is overrated. This is coming from somebody who's supposedly a musician. Probably enjoys Creed. Or plays fucking Summer 69 every night badly. So there was this thread that that my buddy was on that said the Ace Frehley is severely overrated. And this is coming from a Kiss fan. A Kiss fan! And he said, well, yeah, you know, they actually wanted Eddie Van Halen to be the original guitar player from Kiss, which is false, because Kiss started in 73. Van Halen was still playing backyard parties in high school in Pasadena in 73. And Kiss was in New York, and there was no internet. There's no way in hell they would have known of Eddie Van Halen. Yes, 76, 77, when Gene Simmons found Van Halen, there was talks about replacing Ace Frehley with, actually, Ace and Peter, with Eddie Van Halen and Alex Van Halen, but it did not happen. Of course, it's famously known that the demos for the song Christine 16 off the Love Gun record were played by Eddie and Alex. The solo is played note for note by Ace on the record. So, yes, there was a point where Kiss did want Eddie Van Halen to be in Kiss, but it was not at the beginning of the band. Well, I made that statement, then I went off the page, I went to have a smoke, I went to do what I do, and I saw a reply. I'm like, all right, I'll go look at it, see, maybe he understood what I was saying, and it was like, well, did an ex-DJ block me? I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm like, wait, I can't respond to this. I got blocked! Izzy got blocked by some hack DJ on the station that he used to be on doing afternoons. I didn't have a long tenure on the air at Rockin' 101, but, you know, I thought I left there in pretty good terms. Still friends with people at the station today. And, I got blocked. They blocked me. Why? I don't know. Does it bother me? No, it doesn't. Do I think it's hilarious? You're goddamn right I do. But the most important piece of this puzzle is, how in the fuck do you call Eddie Van Halen? We'll get to Ace Frehley in a second, but how do you call Eddie Van Halen overrated? And you can tell there was a lot of people that were commenting on, yeah, I agree. You're not musicians. You're not musicians. I can tell you're not musicians. Eddie Van Halen, although he stole his style from a guitar teacher that he took lessons from, and this is proven, this is fact. I can't think of the guy's name, but apparently this guy does Van Halen better than Van Halen because this is the guy that Eddie stole the style from. But Eddie Van Halen was, because, well, we don't know what he's playing now because the Van Halen camp is so tight-lipped that you don't know if there's anything new. You don't know if he's working on anything new that isn't Van Halen. I have it under very good authority that there is a Steve Lukather Eddie Van Halen record on the shelf at 5150 Studios that will never see the light of day. And apparently it is Eddie's Dark Side of the Moon. And I want to hear that record. I was told, and I actually got this confirmed by Mr. Gary Sharon, that the stuff that they were writing for the second Gary Sharon Van Halen record sounded like the old shit and was just amazing. But we're never going to hear that either, because that's how Van Halen is. But back to Eddie Van Halen himself. Eddie Van Halen is one of the greatest, if not the greatest guitar player to ever walk the face of the earth. He was innovative, even though he stole it, but we never would have heard that style if it wasn't for Eddie Van Halen and the band Van Halen. It might have popped up out of, with Randy Rhoads and yada, 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 eventually out of LA. But if it wasn't for Eddie Van Halen, this, the style that we know and love, who knows if we would have heard it. Eddie, and this is the thing about Eddie Van Halen. You can fucking dog him all you want, but you shouldn't, because it's Edward fucking Van Halen. Eddie Van Halen and Randy Rhoads. I'm surprised I didn't see a Randy Rhoads pop up on this list either. Yes, they could shred, but they didn't shred because they had to. They shredded when it was right. They shredded when it was tasty. They shredded when it was melodic. And there was always a means to it. You listen to Yngwie Malmsteen, and look, all respect in the world to John 5, and I can't wait to have him on the show. It might actually happen at some point. It's just Satriani and Vi, yada, yada, yada. It's too noodly for me. I get it. There's melody, yada, 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 but it's just not my thing. Mad props. No disrespect at all. Eddie Van Halen and Randy Rhoads, they were so tasty in what they did. And here's the kicking part. Also, along with being innovative, they were strong rhythm players. And a lot of those shredders that came out of the 80s could not play rhythm guitar, because they were too busy noodling. They were too busy worrying about the next solo, the next fill, yada, yada, yada. So to call Eddie Van Halen overrated, no. And Ace Frehley. Let's talk about this Ace Frehley comment as well, because I thoroughly disagree, and that is not, and there's a lot of people that would thoroughly disagree with this. Is Ace the best guitar player ever? No. Is Ace a sloppy guitar player? Yes. But like Jimmy Page was a sloppy motherfucker as well. That was why they were good, because they used that sloppiness to their advantage. They used that sloppiness in their style. They used that sloppiness to create a sound. Ace's swagger, especially in those first 3 records, actually 4 records if you want to count a live one. Ace's swagger live was untouched. Ace Frehley is one of the most influential guitar players that have ever walked the face of the earth. He wasn't technically the best, so how you can call him overrated is beyond me, especially somebody that is a Kiss fan. And like I said, this is all yours. This is all talking. This is all opinions, and that's fine. I get it. Everybody has their opinion, but you're wrong. You're wrong. I mean, and people are saying like Slash is overrated. I disagree with that. Look, you can rag on all these guitar players from these famous bands all you want. But the fact is, love them or not, you're wrong. Because without Slash's style, without Slash's blues feel, who knows if Guns N' Roses would have been what they were? Who knows if any of these bands would have made it without that style of guitar for that guitar player with his feel in his hands in it. If CC DeVille would have got the gig in Guns N' Roses, you think Guns N' Roses would have went to where they were? No. CC fit in Poison. Actually, no, it was Slash that tried out for Poison. It wasn't CC that tried out for Guns N' Roses. I take that back. I apologize. Would Slash have fit in Poison? No, he wouldn't have. I wouldn't want to see Slash and Drag. You know how fucking ugly that would be? I mean, you can't deny the fact that at least one of you didn't crack one off to that first Poison record not knowing that they were dudes. Right? I'm not the only one here. I am not the only one. Sledgehammer says, Marty would have never made it Back to the Future without Eddie. Agreed. Bruce says, just like fuck didn't fit. Just like Richie Kotzen didn't fit. Oh, I thought you said, I thought you were commenting on the jerking off to the Poison record. The fuck I didn't. Yes, Richie did not fit in Poison. It was a very good record, but it wasn't Poison. I saw that tour. It was Poison, Firehouse, and Damn Yankees. Amazing show, but Kotzen didn't fit. Blue Arsenio didn't fit in Poison either. Remember that? Remember Blue Arsenio being in Poison? Yeah, he didn't fit. CC DeVille fits in Poison. CC's style fits in Poison. And CC DeVille, I am going to say, is one of the most underrated guitar players from the 80s. We know him from his drunken debauchery and sloppiness, but when he's sober, he's been sober for a long time now, and I am going to say this. Seeing Poison live last summer, I believe it was. Yeah, it was last summer. I went to work for her last summer. And when Poison Without Brett played the Monsters of Rock Cruise pre-party with our good friend Brandon Gibbs singing, CC DeVille, when he did a solo, blew me the fuck away. It was like, CC's going to play. All right, it's time to go get a beer. And then I'm standing in line and I'm hearing Van Halen. I'm like, what the fuck? This dude is amazing. I was wrong. I can admit it. I was wrong about CC DeVille. Props to fucking CC. That motherfucker can play like a motherfucker. Scotty says, Kotzen also didn't fit Mr. Big. I can't give you an honest opinion of that because I didn't see it. I've only seen Mr. Big with Paul Gilbert. But that's the thing is Kotzen can play all that. Kotzen can shred. And that's why Kotzen's a lot like Eddie and Randy Rhoads. Because he can shred, but he can play a rhythm. And he can play with his dick. Eddie and Randy played with their dick. Yngwie plays like a fucking angry bee. I'd rather hear guys play with their dick. Thank God I don't have a producer that's going to capture that and play that over and over and over and over. So if we want to talk overrated, I'm going to talk Yngwie Malmsteen. I'm going to talk guys like that. Yes, very fucking talented, but no thank you. Not for me. Oh, God, what else? Oh, who else? Mostly, a lot of the guys in the 90s were extremely overrated. Why? Because they didn't play fucking guitar solos. They didn't play guitar solos. And I was like, you're the greatest guitar player ever. There's no fucking solos. There's no solos. Why? How? You can play chords. I can play fucking chords. I can't play solos. I know it. I can rip off an A solo when I have to. Oh, shit. Mega Cruise coming up in October. Still cabins left. They are going quickly, so make sure you get on that. Lamb of God just announced it is going to be metal madness. It is going to be metal thrashing mad. That's right, because Anthrax is on the boat, too. So there you go. there's my take. Did I hit everything that I thought I was going to hit? Did I hit everything that I said? Did I miss anything? Jani Lane. We covered Jani Lane. Rest in peace, Jani Lane. We covered Hacky Radio Guys, which I'd like to talk about a lot on this show. You've never understood Jack White? Yeah, me either. Me either. KK and Glenn were my idols, coming from the Hebe, Harry Hummus. Amazing guitar duo. They fit so well together. And see, it's chemistry. Paul and Ace. Paul Stanley and Ace Frehley playing together. Paul Stanley's not a great guitar player. He's a great rhythm guitar player. And those two styles and what they did together created that great sound of Kiss, along with Peter's drum style and Gene's that. Oh my God. Oh, I could wax nostalgic about Kiss all day, all night. And trust me, we had a long Kiss conversation last night at the Belmont. It was myself and Eddie Trunk and Brent Woods and Priya, my friend Priya, from Diamonds, Priya Panda. And we had a long Kiss discussion. Of course we had a long Kiss discussion. Eddie Trunk, Kiss Geek. Priya Panda, Kiss Geek. Brent Woods, Kiss Geek. Izzy Presley, Kiss Geek. You don't think we didn't have a long fucking Kiss conversation? You're goddamn right we did, and it was fun. And I think possibly, I don't know if it's going to happen. It might happen. It might not happen. Possibly on Wednesday. There might be an extra show this week, an extra interview show, another effing podcast, because Eddie's in town, and hopefully we can make that happen. If not, it is what it is. It'll happen eventually. But I do have to go because I have to go work because Izzy is, well, I think we know the answer to that. So please make sure you guys hit up all of the great sponsors. Please hit them up, support them, because if you support them and they start making money because of the show, Izzy can get supplemental income. It's not quantum physics. Of course, hit up all the social media at Real Izzy Presley all the way across the board. I still have a autographed Christina Aguilera picture, 8x10, autographed by her, not me. First person that sends $50 to Izzy Presley at yahoo.com via PayPal will get an autographed Christina Aguilera 8x10. They'll get some guitar picks from me. They'll get a Cruiser Jam t-shirt from the Monsters of Rock Cruise. They will also get an autographed sticker of mine. And I'll find some other shit I can throw into the package. So first person that sends $50 to Izzy Presley at yahoo.com via PayPal or, via Venmo or Apple Pay, Zelle, whatever you want to do. I will ship that out first thing in the morning. Don't forget what I lack in talent, I make up for in cock. My name is Izzy Presley. This has been the Izzy Presley Show via another effing podcast.